But now let's get into what the people want to hear, and that's about the Detroit Lions. Easy. Jared Goff has been playing some of the best ball in his career.
Ball so hot.
Ball so hard, Big Ethan's want to find him. That shit cray.
Oh, that's why you slowed up there. That's what happened.
Motherfuckers want to find me. But we definitely need to address it. He's made some things happen in the past, which I'd say 12 games. He's been playing damn near flawless football. He's been playing amazing football and making things happen. And
we have the stat.
We have a stat. I was getting to it, Chris. Jesus Christ, man.
Jesus, Chris, shut the fuck up.
The only NFL quarterbacks to go 10 straight starts without throwing an interception since the late
Careful, it's a list.
1950s. Jared Goff, obviously the past 10 games. Derek Carr in 2018. Tom Brady in 2010. Bart Starr in 64. And Detroit Lions legend Milt Plum in 1959. So Jared Goff has gone 10 straight games without throwing an interception, which, you know, coming into his tenure with the Lions, he was known to be a little loosey-goosey with the football. Mm-hmm. What does this mean? Has this impressed you? Has this swayed you at all on the Jared Goff hype train? Are you ready to give him $50 million a year? You ready to buy his jersey for Bryson? How you feeling about Jared Goff and his play recently?
I think great. He's playing really, really, really well. I mean, he's playing really good. Jared Goff's doing a really good job. Fine young man.
Elite.
Fine young man, Jared Goff is. That's good stuff. Look at the names up there, man. I mean, I don't know if it's the one that, because there's another one too. It's like a 399 or 366 complete.
He's third. Too. He has the third longest streak in NFL history of completions without an interception behind Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady.
And that one, and I'm sorry I wasn't paying attention for the other one. I was kind of reading the comments still about what's his name, but like Derek Carr's amongst there. But that one's you see Peyton Manning up there, Tom Brady up there. I mean, that's amongst
Milt
like
Plum.
Yeah. Mr. Plum is up there too.
Bart Starr is
not real.
Bart Starr's the man. He's a Super Bowl winning quarterback for the Packers.
Those are just insane numbers. I mean, those are like not even just numbers though. I'm sorry. I'm moving on from that. Those are just crazy names to be mentioned among. And like sometimes you see like some of those records, there are Milt Plums and Bart Starrs, but when you sprinkle a little, Tom Brady in there, I mean that's different. It's different. Congrats to Jared Goff, and I pray he keeps going.
Would you call him a top 10 quarterback in the NFL?
If what? If he beats,
right now.
If he beats the record?
Right now.
Right now?
Yeah.
As we stand here.
As we saw Joe Burrow do what he did, as we saw Josh Allen do what he did.
I'm just kidding. I have no issue calling Jared Goff top 10 quarterback at the moment. I mean, he's performing as that. There's no denying it. I mean, look at Josh Allen. As great as Josh Allen is, athletically and gifted with skill and like the things we've seen him do with that football, when you turn the ball over, you're not winning games. We just saw them lose to the Jets without. I mean, we're literally talking about starting Jameson Williams over Zach Wilson. We just saw that team beat Josh Allen's team. So like, if you're not turning the ball over, that's phenomenal. And if I'm being honest with you too, like Jared Goff's style of play, if he is able to keep this up, and let's be real about it, that's not been like the narrative about him though. Coming into like as of recently, he led the league since coming into the league in turnovers. And I'm not talking about like interceptions either. I'm talking about the fumbles, all that stuff. There's a whole Whopper junior hand jokes that were going around. Josh Allen surpassed him since then. I believe Jared Goff's number 2 on that list still. But nonetheless, though, that style of play, look at Tom Brady.
Yeah.
I hate to mention him in the same conversation, but here we are, statistically being mentioned in the same conversation. Tom Brady was never a flashy player. Always caught slack for that. Like, it wasn't true. Tom Brady was never a flashy guy. He'd give you some every once in a while. It's crazy enough. I feel like he got better with age almost, Tom Brady. He is truly the GOAT. But, like, that's what Patrick Mahomes had to learn, too. I don't know if you guys remember the Super Bowl he lost to Tom Brady. He also was missing offensive linemen, but he was just flinging that thing down there. I had a conversation. It took Darius Slay in like a 20-minute conversation because he was looking at me like I was crazy to like sell me on Tom Brady. He's like, he just makes the right play.
Yeah.
Every time just makes the right play. And with Jared Goff in a system that he's
you had to get
been
sold
a part of
on
now.
Tom Brady?
I always had the respect. But I always just like, I know. My guy was Aaron Rodgers back in the day. I'm there now because he's right. But that's how Jared Goff operates too. especially within this offense, especially with the weapons that Brad Holmes provided him. They're giving him everything he needs to be a top 10 quarterback, and he's proven himself as a top 10 quarterback. What's given to him? You can't take that away from him.
No, for sure. He's gone out there, he's made plays, he's playing the best ball of his life right now, and I love to see it. It's perfect for the Detroit Lions, perfect for him and his situation, and he's going out there, he's balling. He hasn't turned the ball over, and that's how you win football games. You score points and you don't turn the ball over, and more than likely you're going to win the game. So I'm happy for Jared Goff. I'm happy for the records he's setting, for the records he's approaching, and hopefully the streak continues Sunday against the Seahawks.
And some of it, let's be real, some of it has to do with a little bit of luck. Like, I know we're all familiar with the situation with Matt Milano, where Jared Goff hit a Michael Jackson move and just threw the ball right to him. I don't know what's going on with that one. And obviously the Chicago Bears dropped, but like still, like the Chiefs game, clean.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I'll send it to Chris maybe tomorrow. Jared Goff had a sidearm in the Chiefs game. Stopped him on the run, planted his foot, little.
Jared Goff has been making a lot of this happen, but he's not doing it alone. He's not doing it alone, and it's impressive to see what the guys are doing for him and how they're pulling for him. And if you want to hear about how Jared Goff is going to continue this success, all you got to do is tune into the Detroit Lions pregame show with Woodward Sports, hosted by the greatest sports anchor in the history of sports talk show, Jeff Iafrate. Like, this guy, Stephen A. Smith, who. It is Jeff Iafrate. Make sure you guys tune in to the Lions pregame show before every Lions home game and away game, Sundays at 9:30 to 11:30, hosted by Jeff Iafrate and special guests. We don't even get names on the graphic. We're just special guests because it's the Jeff Iafrate show.
Yeah, how about well, it's not a thing anymore, so never mind.
Damn. But like I was saying,
he didn't do it alone.
Jared Goff has not done it alone, man. You look at Ben Johnson, how he's tailored this offense to work to Jared Goff's strengths, to make sure that he's not putting him in situations where he has to make difficult throws. And the offensive line, man, the offensive line keeping him clean, having him be the least sacked quarterback who per a certain amount of snaps played last year. It definitely plays a factor into it. That's not taking away anything from Jared Goff, because obviously he's still making great decisions and great throws with the ball, but it's a team effort, man, and I guarantee you he'll tell you the same thing. So it's just impressive all around, and it's very impressive for Jared Goff to be in talks with Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady for consecutive completion streaks without an interception.
And that's the thing too, is like, and then that's where like people I get like in the crossfire, people like believing I'm a haters, because like you have to. That stuff is very. Thanks, Chris. You have to admit that, like, that is part of it. Ben Johnson's a part of that success, very much so. We saw Jared Goff without him, and we see him with him, and we saw, as a matter of fact, the same team, the same roster. It was a lot better with Ben Johnson got involved in that offense, and then that's the fear of commitment with him. I believe on Brad Holmes' part, maybe a little bit too, is that hey, we know we can't lock down Ben Johnson here, and we know this guy works when Ben Johnson's his coordinator. Now. Odds are Ben Johnson's going to move on to become a head coach at some point in his career. As soon as possibly as next year.
Brandon Staley's gone.
If you lock him down and make the commitment to Jared Goff with no Ben Johnson, it's risky. It's risky. With Ben Johnson, top 10 quarterback. With Ben Johnson, phenomenal. I mean, like, it's night and day.
Yeah.
It quite literally is. And that's where there's a concern and cause for pause. But as of now, under Ben Johnson, with these weapons, beautiful.
Yeah,
and I think that, and kudos to Brad Holmes too for also realizing that, like, hey, Jared Goff isn't going to throw it down there 50 yards every single time. He make it, when the guy's wide open or open enough for him to make the play, he'll do it. But like, if not, we'll get you a speedy wide receiver, and Jameson Williams. We'll get you a speedy tight end, and Sam Laporta. Get you a speedy, multifaceted pass-catching running back, or weapon, if you will, and Jahmyr Gibbs. And we're going to get them in the balls when they get open, and they're going to make plays from then on.
Yeah, they tailored this offense to Jared Goff and what he does best, and that's what you have to do with your quarterback. And, again, not taking anything away from Jared Goff, because he's still got to go out there and produce, and he has. He's been playing very well, and hopefully he continues to do the same against the Seahawks this week, because I'm kind of calling for a blowout against the Seahawks. Is that crazy? I'm thinking like 31-17.
I pulled up the stat yesterday. Only 12 yards of total offense in that second half for the Seattle Seahawks. I mean,
and this isn't
that's rough.
This isn't the 2020 Rams defense. Like, they still got Aaron Donald, but they're not. Name me another player on the Rams defense other than Aaron Donald.
You'd be hard pressed. to find somebody impressive on there. You gonna say something real quick, Chris?
Yeah, I was just gonna say the only thing that gives me pause for cause on that, Spencer, is how just they lost that game that they definitely should have won, and how teams bounce back very strong, and Pete Carroll being a good coach Like, that's the only thing. But, like, logically, if you're looking at it, Spencer, yeah, you can. At this point, am I shocked that Seattle would be a blowout? No, I'm not. And this is coming from a guy who said coming into the season that the two hardest games of the entire season were the first two games. And I think that, yeah, Seattle does not look formidable, but at the same time, you can't underestimate any given Sunday in a bounce back.